Welcome to the In the Moment podcast. I'm Sidoni.
And I'm Emily.
And we're both seniors at JIO O'Neill High School.
So what's this podcast about, Sidoni?
Well, we're going to be talking about pop culture and our opinions on things that are happening.
So today we're focusing on country, specifically the ACMs, new music, and events that are just happening in country today.
So today we are going to be talking about the ACMs, which happened on September 14th, so this is a little late, but we're going to talk about the winners and what we think about it. Okay, so the big controversy this year was Entertainer of the Year because there was two winners this time.
Right, so both Thomas Rhett and Carrie Underwood tied for Entertainer of the Year, and there was a big fight almost about it.
Yeah, and this has never happened before either, so it was a little surprising to everyone.
I think that Carrie Underwood was more than deserving, but I don't know that it necessarily was fair to also give it to Thomas Rhett with the year Carrie Underwood had.
I mean, I think both of them definitely deserved it, but Carrie Underwood's won plenty of times, and Thomas Rhett has had a really great year, so I feel like they were both more than deserving, so I was kind of glad that they both got it.
Right, but then again, it's almost like with such a big award like Entertainer of the Year, you think they would really have to decide on one. It's not like it was, best song.
Yeah, but also it's cast by votes, so it would have to be, the votes would have to be exact. They haven't released what amount of votes either person got, but I mean, in the end, it just came down to the votes. Anyways, so the next category was Female Artist of the Year. We had Kelsey Ballerini, Miranda Lambert, Maren Morris, Casey Musgraves, and Carrie Underwood.
I completely agree with Maren Morris winning.
Really? I feel like Carrie Underwood should have won that one.
Yeah, but if they were already going to give her Entertainer of the Year.
That's true.
I feel like Maren Morris was the one that would have came in.
Even though I do love Bluebird by Miranda Lambert.
That is very true, but then again, she did win for that.
Yeah.
So it's not like she walked away getting gypped out of.
True. We also have Male Artist of the Year. You have Dierks Bentley, Luke Combs, Thomas Rhett, Chris Stapleton, and Keith Urban.
Okay, so honestly, shocker. Big shocker here, Luke Combs won again. He always wins. I'm not surprised, although I really feel like it should have been probably more like Chris Stapleton.
I mean, I love all of them. It's really hard for me to pick.
Right.
I think we all saw Luke Combs coming because he's had such a big year, and everyone loves him so much right now that
he's just always a good overall artist.
Yeah.
But I just feel like some of Chris Stapleton's newer songs, Thomas Rhett, they were just great.
Yeah.
That I really just feel like Luke Combs could take a year off of winning kind of thing.
Definitely. Well, this next one definitely making me pretty mad.
Oh, yeah, I was upset about this one for sure.
Duo of the Year. We have Brooks and Dunn, Brothers Osborne, Dan and Shay, Florida Georgia Line, and Maddie and Tay.
So let's get into it, Sidoni. Who did you think should really win?
I mean, I would have been happy with any of them except Dan and Shay. I love Dan and Shay, but I just feel like for country music, they're not very country, so right. I feel like really any of the other ones. I know people argue Florida Georgia Line isn't either, but...
Right, but the thing with this is, the songs that Dan and Shay really came out with this year were very much so pop. You had, what was it, 10,000 Hours, which had Justin Bieber
probably
in
go
it.
to bed.
Right. And, Justin Bieber was in that song, 10,000 Hours.
Yeah.
And really, that was, more mainstream pop than anything.
Yeah.
So, to really consider them for country duo of the year, to me, is a little, I don't know about that.
I kind of feel like for this year, Maddie and Tay should have won because they've had a really great year. And I know their problem is they appeal too much to female country listeners.
Right.
But I feel like they, Die From a Broken Heart was
great
really
song.
good. A lot of people like that song. So I feel like they definitely deserved it.
Right.
And they haven't won, I don't think, yet.
Yeah, I mean, they're great, but, you have to appeal to everybody. And sadly, it's just not going to happen that way.
Yeah. So Group of the Year, we have Lady A, which they just changed their name, Little Big Town, Midland, Old Dominion, and The High Woman.
So, what did Lady A change their name to?
Well, so it used to be Lady Antebellum, but now it's Lady A.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. I don't know, I love all of them. I don't know who the High Woman
I didn't know who that was.
is. But, I mean, I am happy with I love Little Big Town. They're probably recently my favorite out of all of them, but I'm happy that Old Dominion won.
I mean, I don't know, because I agree with Old Dominion just because the album that they've
had a really good year.
is fantastic. Mm-hmm. That's the album with One Man Band in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great song.
Yeah, that was a really 100%. Good one. So next we have new female artist of the year. We have Ingrid Andress, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Gabby Barrett, Lindsay L., Kaylee Hammock, and Tennille Towns. Tennille Towns won.
I don't personally know a lot about any of these female singers. I'm sure I've heard them, but just don't know necessarily song to name kind of thing.
Yeah, I know the first three, but I probably know Gabby Barrett the best, so I'd probably say her. But I know Tennille Towns is getting very popular too, so I'm not surprised she won.
Right. I mean, and they're new female artists, so in the next coming years, that's when we'll really see who's the best kind of thing.
Similarly, we have new male artist of the year. Jordan Davis, Russell Dickerson, Riley Green, Cody Johnson, and Morgan Wallen.
All right.
Okay, don't get me started on Morgan Wallen.
Here's the thing, right? We love Morgan Wallen. We always have. We always talk about him.
His music is so good.
Right, it really is. And we also love Riley Green.
Yes.
And Russell Dickerson.
I like all of them. I don't really know Cody Johnson, but the rest of them I love very much.
But so when we were first looking at the nominations before the ACMs had happened, it was a debate between whether Riley Green or Morgan Wallen would win, and I think you went Morgan Wallen, and I think I went Riley Green.
Yeah.
I think it was a split decision between the two of us, so I was happy to hear it was Riley Green. Kind of sad it wasn't Morgan Wallen, but
yeah.
You know.
Well, and I think for me, Morgan Wallen has had such a big year. I was surprised he didn't win anything at all.
Right. He did kind of get cheated out of that, I feel like, a little bit.
And I was also surprised he was put in new artist of the year, like new male artist.
Hasn't he been around for a couple of years now?
Yeah. I mean, this year was his first album.
That's probably why he got put in new.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, within 2 years, it's still kind of new, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so next is album of the year. We have Center Point Road, Thomas Rhett, which we were actually supposed to go see in concert in August.
We were, sadly.
Yeah, but it got canceled due to COVID. And then we also have Girl, Maren Morris, Heartache Medication, John Party, What You See Is What You Get, Luke Combs, and Wild Card, Miranda Lambert.
So, shocker, again, Luke Combs won. I did love the Girl album by Maren Morris.
Yeah, but again, I don't think Maren Morris is very country. Like, she seems so pop to me.
No,
so I didn't really want her to win.
Right, and then also, in consideration, not all those songs really, like we talked about, there's only a couple that are, like, country and popular.
Yeah, I mean, Thomas Rhett, everyone loves Thomas Rhett. Luke Combs, he's just gonna win because he's Luke Combs.
You're right.
I mean, John Party had some good songs, but again, not all of them were like hits.
Yeah.
And Miranda Lambert, I mean, I don't really know the Wild Card album.
No, not really, and I think that's definitely why she didn't win. But I think you could definitely say, even though Luke Combs' songs aren't necessarily always the best, he's just consistent.
Yeah, that's for
And because he's consistent, he will always win album of the year.
So next we have single of the year. We have God's Country by Blake Shelton, One Man Band by Old Dominion, Rainbow, Casey Musgraves, Rumor, Lee Brice, and What If I Never Get Over You, Lady Antebellum, or Lady A.
Yeah, right. So I love each and every one of these songs.
Me too.
Like, these are consistently played in the car when we're together. And I'm actually really happy God's Country won.
Yeah, I love all of these songs so much. But I would have to say God's Country is definitely my favorite. It's just a great song to just turn on and listen to.
Exactly. And I love One Man Band by Old Dominion, but I knew that wasn't going to win. Like, I just knew it wasn't going to. And I loved Lee Brice, and I loved Rumor, but I know that that's not everybody's favorite song.
Yeah.
So I knew it wasn't going to win.
Great song, though.
Yeah.
Song of the year, we have 10,000 Hours, Dan and Shay, featuring Justin Bieber. Girl Going Nowhere, Ashley McBride. I think it's McBride, right?
Yeah.
God's Country, Blake Shelton, One Man Band, Old Dominion, and some of it, Eric Church.
Okay. I'm 100% with Old Dominion winning this one.
Yeah, but I kind of love Blake Shelton and Eric Church's songs. Like, I love One Man Band, but I think I just like the other ones better. Like,
yeah, but at the same time, God's Country literally won Single of the Year right before it, so it would be a little crazy to give them both.
Repetitive.
Right. And, I mean, One Man Band is just, like that's kind of like a classic at this point, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Eric Church is, phenomenal. He's phenomenal. I could listen to him all day.
Yeah. So, we have Video of the Year next. 10,000 Hours, Dan and Shay featuring Justin Bieber, God's Country, Blake Shelton, One Man Band, Old Dominion, Remember You Young, Thomas Rhett, and Sugarcoat Little Big Town. So we had to go watch these videos after.
We did our research for sure.
Yeah. I definitely agree with Remember You Young.
Yeah.
Winning.
Me too.
I watched it. I got so sad. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. And I showed it to my mom, and my mom almost started crying. Like, it was funny. Such a good video.
So for those who don't know, can you explain what happened in the Remember You Young video?
So basically, it's like, it starts out with them as like young kids, and it's like, it's an old man, his wife has just died, and it's basically him going back to all the places like he went with like his wife, and like, so it starts out like he goes back to when they were kids and then like teenagers and as they like grow up, and so he goes to a bunch of special landmarks, and at the end there's like them sitting on a bench watching the sunset, and then like the camera goes around and then she's gone, and that's when you realize she died, and it's so sad. Like, I'm literally about to start crying just talking about it.
It pulled at the heartstrings.
It was emotional.
Like, it was like a movie in like 4 minutes, you know? Like, it really goes at you.
And that's just such a good song too.
It is.
And so just putting that video on top of it, I'm really happy that one.
The creative direction they took was like phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was great. Like, honestly, they all have good videos, right? But honestly, that's the cinematography alone is amazing. Like, you can't beat it.
Okay, so there's just 2 more. So we have Songwriter of the Year. I don't really know the songwriters, so I don't really have anything to say about that. So we're just gonna skip that one.
For sure.
Music Event of the Year. Again, I don't really know much about them because I didn't really watch any of them. Right. But we have 10,000 Hours. Again, Dan and Shay with Justin Bieber. Dive Bar, which was great. I actually do remember that one. That was so good. I want them to release that song already, though. They haven't released it.
I know.
That was with Garth Brooks featuring Blake Shelton.
But honestly, like, Garth Brooks, classic.
Yeah.
Like, anything he comes out with, and to complement it with Blake Shelton's voice, who's a mix of old and new country, it's gonna be great. Like, you just know it will be.
Yeah. So the one that won was Fooled Around and Fell in Love. It was Miranda Lambert featuring Maren Morris, Ashley McBride, Neil Towns, Kaylee Hammock, and Elle King. So it was a bunch of like women. It was like,
which makes sense.
Yeah.
Have all these women like empowering in the industry, you know, making headway. It's good to see this.
So then we also have Old Town Road.
Which, okay, so we were going to save this for later, right? Later in the podcast, but I want to get this off my chest now. Old Town Road is not a country song. You cannot take a rap artist, add a country singer like Billy Ray Cyrus to it, and then call it country. Yeah. It has pop undertones. The beat is pop. There really is no country to it besides the fact that you have Billy Ray Cyrus in it.
Yeah, but I also think that a lot of songs are going more of that direction of pop country anyways, where it's like pop and then you have a little bit of country in there and they consider it country. Right. So I feel like that was kind of in the height of that. Now I think people are starting to go back to more country roots just because reminiscing and people like that. So.
I just feel like, you know, but like with people like Maren Morris, it's country, but they make it pop, you know, as opposed to this is pop and they tried to make it country, which although it sounds redundant and it sounds the same, it's very different if you ask me.
And the last one is What Happens in a Small Town with Brantley Gilbert featuring Lindsay L.
I love that.
Great song. I don't know what the music event they sang it at was. I'm sure it was great.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think most of the people who won were deserving.
I agree.
I was pretty happy with most of the results.
Yeah, there really wasn't anything, like, coming from left field that was crazy enough for us to be like, what?
Even with Duo of the Year, I know we said we weren't happy, but everyone was expecting it.
Oh, yeah.
So
we had said we wanted someone like Brothers Osborne to win, but we knew that it would be Dan and Shay.
Yeah.
So it's not like it was shocking.
All right, so that's the end of our review on the ACM results. Now we're going to start talking about new country music releases that have come out in the last week or so. So we're going to start with the big one right now. Luke Combs just released his new deluxe album.
Like, let's get the hype out of the way.
Yeah.
Now.
What you see ain't always what you get. I kind of really like the new songs on it.
I mean, yeah, I did like them for sure. It's very Luke Combs.
Yeah.
You know, like, if you were expecting him to come out with something way different, this is obviously not the new songs for you, but there's something, like, sweet about some of them.
Yeah.
You know?
I totally agree. They're really good. I mean, one of them he had already released as a single. I can't think of the name of it right now. But I think of the 5 that he released, My Kind of Folk is my favorite. It's definitely more upbeat, fun. But yeah.
Yeah, I really like that song too. It's just got a good beat, you know, it's got it going on for sure. A lot of people did like Forever After All. That seems to be the talk of the town, apparently.
He had posted that on Instagram, I think, before, right? And everyone was like, you have to release it. And so whenever I heard it, I was like, okay, yeah, that was a great song to release. And I mean, you still have all of the other songs from What You See Is What You Get.
Yep. It's a total of now 23 songs.
Yeah.
That's a pretty long album.
I was thinking that too. It is very long.
It's pretty much double of what a normal album would be. Because normally you get like somewhere between like 9 and 12 songs on like a normal album. Specifically like country. Because there's a lot of like guitar work and stuff that goes into it. And obviously country music, it does fall under a genre that can get a little repetitive with topics. So you usually kind of try to keep it short. So 23 songs is a lot, but I mean, honestly, all of them are good.
Yeah.
One of my personal favorites is 6 Feet Apart.
Oh, yeah. That one was really good. And he released that at, like, the peak of quarantine.
Yeah, the height of it. And, like, everybody needed that.
Yeah, I felt like it was really relatable, too, which made it really popular.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
So, another big album that came out recently was Skeletons by Brothers Osborne. And I am in love with this album.
Right. Sidoni put me on it. We were listening to it before we started the podcast. And honestly, it's really good. Like, there's no way you can complain about it, really. It's just so good.
So, it's called Skeletons, but they also released 2 singles before it that are also on the album, All Night and Skeletons, and both those songs are probably my 2 favorite from the album.
Fantastic songs.
They're so good, very upbeat. I love them. I always am listening to them.
Right. If you're looking for a song to drive to, definitely look into these songs, because some country songs you listen to and you're like, this is great, but it's not a driving song. Very
slow.
Right. Sidoni and I always get into this conversation of what songs do we really listen to in the car, because we love country and we would listen to country all the time, right? But there are some songs that it's like necessarily you don't want to listen to like God's country in the car. You know what I mean? Like, it's a fantastic song.
Sometimes I do enjoy those songs that you can just belt to no matter how slow they are.
Of course. But it's not like your friends are in the car, we're going to hang out somewhere, drive somewhere. It's not exactly the song you're going to play.
I also really love Hating Somebody and Dead Man's Curve. The thing I love about Dead Man's Curve is it's like really fast, then really slow, then really fast, then really slow.
It really plays with it.
Yeah, it always is like keeping you guessing what's coming next.
For sure. If you were to like right now go listen to a song off the Skeletons album, I would say start with Dead Man's Curve. It's just really like a phenomenal song.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it is really fun because it keeps you guessing. Like, you don't know where he's going to go next.
So, another person who came out with some new singles lately is Lee Brice. And we both love Lee Brice.
Now listen.
I mean, I know we keep saying we love everything, but
if there was like a top 5 country artist, Lee Brice is like my number 3. Number 2 or number 3. I have loved him since like I Don't Dance, like that whole album.
That's such a good song.
I love that song so much. I have cried many times to that album, and I have it on my phone. I listen to it still. It's so good. It's years old now, but yeah. So Lee Brice honestly could never do wrong in my eyes. Just like Blake Shelton could never do wrong.
So his newest one is Memory I Don't Mess With.
Yes.
And that one's a little slower, but it's really sweet. Right. And it's basically, I'm pretty sure, as long as I'm listening to it correctly, which I don't always do, it's like he meets the girl like he used to love, and so he's like, I don't want to mess with the good memories we had and like ruin it. So it's a little sad, but it's really good.
It's like if you took I Don't Dance and made it about that girl, but like they broke up.
Yeah, definitely, exactly.
That's kind of how I listened to it, how I heard it. But I agree with you. I don't think you were listening to it wrong.
I mean, I don't know. Hardy's songs I kind of totally missed the ball on, but that's for another day.
That's a whole different topic right there.
So, lastly, we have Chris Stapleton. I don't want to say we also love him because that seems so repetitive at this point, but we love him.
So, we were talking about it in between podcasts and doing other things, how there are certain country artists that have a voice that mixes old country with new country, and very much so, we keep coming back to Blake Shelton, which we really do love him, and we hate to say that, but it's true. Chris Stapleton is one of those men. That they have that voice where it very much so could fit in with Garth Brooks and, you know, those greats. But it also, like, stands out in the newer times where it still keeps up with the more country pop direction while staying true to country.
So his latest, I don't even know if you would call it an EP or it's definitely not an album. It has 3 songs on it. 2 of them I am in love with. Starting Over, I listen to that almost daily, I think. It's so good. I don't know. I just love it.
Every time I'm in the car with Sidoni, I hear it. I hear that song.
And then the other new one, which is like really new, is Arkansas. And I don't know, it's just a good song. Like, it's just kind of fun. Gotta get down to Arkansas. That's what it says.
And nobody wants to go to Arkansas. So.
Exactly.
So, another one that I've really been loving artist-wise, Kane Brown.
Oh my gosh.
When he came out with that EP, I fell in love with it.
My mom and me have been talking about Kane Brown a lot lately and how much we love him. And my mom, for like the longest time, I've said at my wedding, I'm gonna dance to Speechless. But then my mom goes, I don't know, you might have some contest with Kane Brown because both Heaven and Worship You are great songs.
Right. So, Worship You is probably my favorite song on the album, on the EP. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I mean, I also love BFE because it's like a really fun like pop song. And I always joke that it helps me learn my geography because I'm terrible at geography.
Right.
But
yeah, for sure.
I mean, I really love Worship You and BFE. Both great songs.
I also think in good taste, Worldwide Beautiful is a great song.
You know, at first I didn't love it, but the more and more I listen to it, the more and more I love it.
It grows on you, and it's good to hear a song like that talks about unity and brings people together no matter
similar to Bridges by Mickey Guyton.
Right.
That's a really good song. And just because I love Morgan Wallen, we're going to finish on a note with Morgan Wallen. Seven Summers.
Let's talk about it.
That's a great song. Oh
Everybody's
my gosh.
been talking about 7 Summers.
Everyone's been talking about Morgan Wallen for good and bad reasons. Right. But 7 Summers, no matter who you are, you have to admit it's a good song.
Right. And like even if you didn't like the guy, if 7 Summers came on, you'd probably sing it out loud. It's just like, it's one of those songs that'll probably go down as most people's favorites.
Yeah, and it's almost like a feel-good song, like kind of like looking back on the good memories you've had.
Right.
And I mean, I listened to him talking about it a little bit, and he's like, it didn't really start that way, but it kind of became like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that was 7 summers ago. Like, it seems like it was yesterday.
Right.
And so I really love, like, the meaning and, like...
It's just a good song to listen to.
Around.
Like, if you were to go from, like, on my playlist, it always goes Worldwide Beautiful, BFE, Worship You, and then 7 Summers. So you got, like, 4 hits just back to back to back.
Kind of different songs, though. Like,
right, but it all kind of hits a vibe that you want to achieve, you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that's the end of our new songs that have come out lately.
I think so.
Okay, so now some country music news with artists. Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton just got engaged.
So exciting.
This happened like yesterday, like last night.
I think literally when I saw it on Instagram, what was it, like an hour ago? And it was like 22 hours ago that it happened. So it's less than a day this happened that they posted about it.
Yeah.
And it's not that we didn't see it coming.
Everyone saw it coming.
Everybody saw it coming. It was just more of like, when was it gonna happen? And to see it on Instagram, it was so cute.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not on Instagram right now, but what I saw of it was very cute. I mean, I didn't realize they've been dating for 5 years already.
Had it really been that long? I had no idea. I really thought it was like 2.
I know, me too. But everyone, because it's been so long, they've been speculating. Some people have even speculated that they were already married.
Oh, like they got eloped?
Yeah, and so because the picture they posted was in a church, people were like, oh, does that mean they're married? But then their like publicist people came out and said, no, even though it's in a church, they're just engaged.
Well, it also just said that, like, the Instagram caption for at least Blake Shelton, because that's the one I saw first, it said, like, hey, Gwen Stefani, like I'm so excited, you know, and then he was like, and I heard she said yes.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't I do, which is very different.
For sure. And also another couple, this was a little opposite. So going from engagements to breakups, even though this might be my favorite thing to talk about when it comes to celebrity drama, Carly Pierce and Michael Ray,
who were a cute couple.
They were so cute.
A gorgeous couple.
And, I mean, their song together was so good. I loved it.
Absolutely amazing.
And so after 8 months of being married, they got divorced because he cheated on her.
Which isn't even a long time. Like, he didn't even make it a year.
I know. Like, that's still the honeymoon phase.
Exactly.
Anyways, so they both released new songs about it, kind of, recently.
Oh, yeah.
Carly Pierce's came out, I would say about 2 months ago. It was called New Girl.
Right.
And I absolutely loved it when it came out. I thought it was almost funny how much shade she was kind of throwing at him.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was kind of like an in-your-face, like, I'm so over you. Like, why'd you do that? And it's like, it's supposed to be like a warning to the next girl he dates.
Right.
Or like, marries.
Hence, New Girl.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, he released a new song about 3 weeks ago. Right. And it is called Whiskey and Rain, and it's kind of like a, I'm so sorry, I messed up, come back to me.
Almost like a pity party.
Yeah,
right?
and so they're very opposite. Both the songs are phenomenal. I love both of them, again, but it's kind of funny how opposite they were, because he was the one who made the mistake, so she broke it off, but like, he also kind of, like, deserves it, almost.
Right. He deserves the shade that she's throwing.
He should have known what was coming his way.
Oh, for sure. And I think let's talk about the videos for a second. Like, the video is
so funny.
It's hilarious. She makes him look like a slob, like, you know, like, just
basically takes all, like, the bad personalities of guys and, like, highlights them. And,
puts
like,
it in a video.
Yeah, and, like, it's kind of like, you're stupid, you're dumb. And then his is just him sitting in the rain, singing, moping around.
Dark, yeah, he's in the dark. It's raining. He's like, the sound's like lonely. Slower. It's like, he seems lonely for sure.
But I think his song is getting more radio time. People are loving it because they all are saying it's like a throwback to 90s country. And so people are loving, like, the older style of it. And so it's doing really well.
I think that's just the melody. Like, that's where it gets that. Because her, New Girl, is that song is very much so country pop, I would say. Right? So to bring it slower, slow country was the 90s. That's what the 90s was for country.
That's true.
So I think, and you don't really see that a lot now because everybody wants fast
radio, driving music.
Right, exactly. Like we were talking about, people want driving music you can play on the radio that'll get a lot of airtime because people want to hear it. You don't necessarily want to hear, you know, like a slow song nowadays, but and that's what makes it so different. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's some big news that's been going on, especially with Blake Shelton. I mean, I'm
so excited for them.
His music is so good, and I just love all their duets together. They're so cute when they sing together.
Duet. Oh my gosh, I love
they seem very in love.
For real, I'm happy for them.
But yeah, so that's some new things that have been going on. So that was the end of our first episode.
Thank you all for listening. Hope you all enjoyed.
This is Sidoni.
And I'm Emily.
And that was In the Moment. Peace out.